It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi, and as always, I have the ladies with me. Wike into building.
Good morning. Hello.
One of those slow days for me. You and Auntie are almost 20 today.
Yes, so
Nice.
and I actually love her outfits.
Thank you. Very simple.
I mean, she's matched
all the
head
all
to
the way.
Very wacky, like.
Looking all mustard. How are you doing, Wike?
I'm fine. I had one gist, but I've forgotten it, and it's
You
paining me going
understand,
that
you
I've
understand. You're
forgotten
63, it's not easy.
This old age is not easy, my dear. Auntie is coming like... I'm upset. I've never seen that guy. She said she's not showing, but I can't help but see.
That you're coming here and says,
Things that happen behind the scene, they don't need to know.
We're already on live.
how you doing?
I'm good.
This is not funny anyway, but how are you?
I'm very, very good.
Your earrings are new?
Yeah, I think so. Honeypot hooks me up.
Cute.
Yeah.
She's the hookup for stuff like that.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I have to start to
Very,
patronize her.
very, very well. It's I'm supposed to do a shoot today, and I'm looking forward to it because I launched the product on Monday, but we couldn't.
Yeah.
I've not had the time to do a video
Fantastic.
shoot.
Very good. Are you good? How you doing?
I'm great.
Very well?
Fantastic, yeah.
Okay. We're going to go on a quick break now. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table. So, have you ever
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
It's not just where, but who wouldn't you want to work with?
Yes, that's on that angle.
So Laifa had a very, very interesting.
You wouldn't want to work with who? Not
There's no judgment.
No, and I
Oh, they'll
respect,
judge you
I
definitely,
respect
but we won't
this
judge
certain
you.
type of people. But what I dislike so much is when they tend to come to work and then they pour all their
Resentment from
on
whom?
you. Is it me that offended you? I'm not the one. I have no business. Mom, just come and work with you, pay me at the end of the month, and let me go back to my house in peace and sleep. But when it comes to like divorced people, I cannot work with a divorcee. I can't see myself doing that. If I find out, if you can hide it, but if I find out,
When they're nice divorcees.
I would just
What
be.
if they are nice?
Okay, now it depends. If you are nice, cool. But if you are the type that you don't know how to keep your anger to yourself, you always pour it on somebody. Well, I'll just drop my resignation letter, no matter the amount you're paying me.
So it's more passive-aggressive people.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Oh, definitely.
And I cannot work with stingy people.
See this one.
Because you cannot be passing me in the morning, afternoon. I can say, oh, hi, yeah, I'm working. Oh, yeah, take 100 naira,
If
take
you're an employer,
10K,
your sugar
take
daddy,
15K. You don't have to be my sugar daddy or sugar mommy. See, the way you treat others is the way they will treat you outside. And if you cannot treat your workers well, they are not a good boss. If you cannot be dashing me small thing or giving me donuts when I'm working, you are not a good person.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer positive force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni, Yeni, Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger,
Take it.
today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
Ha. I know I'm not here to answer questions, I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till be your age.
I was close now.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the review of the papers. Start with The Nation. Atiku plans sale of nation's assets to allies, says Tinubu. Senate adjourns for campaigns. Lagos lawyer Rahim buried. INEC won't succumb to security threats. Governors to engage CBN on Naira redesign. Buhari, Boko Haram sponsors aim was to split Nigeria. Don't behave like Asu, Ngige tells the new union Kunoa. And why we upgraded Emmanuel Alayade's college to varsity. Okay, which story are we starting with? Talk we have a story there. Okay, let me try to start with a story on Boko Haram. So our president was speaking yesterday. He had guests from Dubai, and he was speaking with Sheikh bin Bayer. He was pretty much talking about the Boko Haram, saying that Boko Haram is false, that how could they say that Western education was ungodly, that it's fraudulent, that whoever is financing them was wanted to split Nigeria. And he also said that all the grounds they had seized before he came into office have been recovered, and they are currently able to stabilize the nation. He was speaking on security to his guests, who actually invited him that after his tenure, he should come to Dubai to come and spend some time to rest. He was also saying that he was also telling the president that he's been doing a fantastic job keeping the calm in Africa, and saying that it's something that needs to be the role he played in defeating Boko Haram should be replicated across board, because wherever these Islamic fundamentalists are rearing their head across the world, that we need the kind of leadership Buhari had in Nigeria to be able to succumb all the Islamist and Islamic fundamentalist views. So that was pretty much the report, but it was a good meeting. Any other story in the
Yeah, the federal government has concluded the registration of the CONUA and the Nigerian and National Association of Medical and Dental Academics. They broke away from CONUA had broken away from ASU. They were complaining about ASU's monopoly and the hardline.
Yes.
So Ndlea has just advised them not to be like ASU. I guess he's happy that he has managed to
divide the house.
You know.
But he also mentioned that it's not just this is not something, the first time they're unbundling. Pengasson had to unbundle, the National Union of Pensioners had to unbundle, NNPC too unbundle. So unbundling, that it shouldn't, also shouldn't be a NEPA had to unbundle, NNPC had to unbundle, and that ASU shouldn't have this monolithic hold on all lecturers, and so.
Okay. Yes, I have a story. The customs have intercepted hard drugs, military and police hardware at the cargo section of the domestic wing of the Murtala Mohammed Airport. If you hear the list of drugs and all this military and police equipment that they got from two suspects, one of them is Samson Olaiwon Tantolohun, 29 Okejide Street in Ejibo, and he had tramadol. They said he had them, of course, over the permissible threshold. Then another person, Olaolu Marcus, was also arrested for importing military hardware, a lot of bullets themselves, bulletproof jackets, so many other things. They said 105 pieces of ballistic chest plates, and when he was approached by security, he could not provide the necessary certificate. They call it the end user certificate to show that you're the person in charge of importing this and where you're taking it to, and he couldn't give them that certificate. So they say investigation is ongoing. It's strange that a regular individual can bring in this kind of
ammunition. Okay, The Punch. Police presence at Emefiele's Abuja home stirs controversy. New VC promises to make Unilag Solution Center. Slain lawyer buried, clerk consoles family. 13 billion naira drugs, military hardware seized at Lagos Airport. National Assembly to okay 22.7 trillion naira debts restructuring on Tuesday. $1 billion spent to recover territory seized by terrorists, says Buhari. Over 500,000 security personnel to man polling booths, and subsidy FG borrowing to import fuel, says Minister. Let me start with the picture story. So, the new VC, Professor Folashade Ogunshola of the University of Lagos, at her investiture yesterday, was saying that she was going to ensure that Unilag is future ready to enhance the intellectual quality of their students. She further said that they are committed to making Unilag a solution center. Her strategic plan is to make Unilag future ready, yielding inquiring minds, discoveries, sound character, and globally impactful workforce, while addressing the developmental needs of today, and to get across 10 core goals. I mean, it's really interesting to see a new VC come in and having vision and direction what she wants to do. According to her, the time is now to prepare Unilag for the future and to ensure that we're not just raising children for our own nation, but to be globally useful and be impactful. Yeah. So I'm really happy about that. Congratulations to the VC, Professor Ogunshola.
Did anybody take the Emefiele story?
Yes, we'll continue.
You like Emefiele?
Read it. Let's go. Okay, I know you've been.
I will be interjecting for
you. Okay, fantastic. So there's controversy because reports showed that yesterday at about late at night, at 8:40 p.m., there were about 10 police officers at the residence of the CBN governor. And when they were asked, and they said that they were not here to arrest him in particular, but to just make sure that he attends his court hearing today and not run away like he did some weeks back. What would you like to interject?
When they asked the police, they said they should go and ask Force Headquarters. When they went to Force Headquarters, they said, go and ask this one.
Yes,
everyone subsequently asked everybody.
Because they couldn't confirm if the
who sent them there. So the police are just there. Nobody knows how they reached there.
All right, let's go on a break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
Not just where, but who wouldn't you want to work with?
Yes, that's on that angle.
So Leifa had a very, very interesting.
You wouldn't want to work with who?
There's no judgment.
No, and I respect,
they'll judge you
I
definitely,
respect
but we won't
this
judge
certain
you.
type of people. But what I dislike so much is when they tend to come to work and then they pour all their
resentment from
on
whom?
you. Is it me that offended you? I'm not the one. I have no business. My mom just come and work with you, pay me at the end of the month, and let me go back to my house in peace and sleep. But when it comes to like divorced people, I cannot work with a divorcee. I can't see myself doing that. If I find out, if you can hide it, no, but if I find out,
when they are nice divorcees,
I would just.
What if they are nice?
Okay, now it depends. If you are nice, cool. But if you are the type that you don't know how to keep your anger to yourself, you always pour it on somebody. Well, I'll just drop my resignation letter, no matter the amount you are paying me.
So it's more passive-aggressive people.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Oh, definitely.
And I cannot work with stingy people.
See this one.
Because you cannot be passing me in the morning, afternoon. I can say, oh, hi, yeah, I'm working. Oh, yeah, take 100 naira, take 10K, take 15K. You don't have to be my sugar daddy or sugar mommy. See, the way you treat others is the way they will treat you outside. Yeah. And if you cannot treat your workers well, they are not a good boss. If you cannot be dashing me small thing or giving me donuts when I'm working, you are not a good person.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni, Yeni, Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger,
Take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
I'm not here to answer questions. I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born till 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Ọmọ fẹlá. Ọmọ Anikulapo Kuti. Wọ́n rò pé kíní kékeré yìí.
It's by audition. It's not by audition.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. Who has the story?
Yes, I want to take the subsidy story. So the Minister for Finance and Budget Planning said that Nigeria is currently borrowing money. Federal government is borrowing money to import fuel, and said that by June this year, they would phase out payment of subsidy. She mentioned how it doesn't make sense to be borrowing money to fund, to import fuel, and the revenue that could have come to the country is now being paid out as subsidy. Said if you take out 3.25 trillion, that's a significant relief if it comes into the country. We've been on an 18-month extended period to remove subsidy, but I really don't understand what they mean by the 18 months. Is it that they were exposed us to suffering, they will now remove the subsidy and they will start paying more? But because they said the story has always been that there's an 18 months spread, but what Nigerians are feeling is not removal of subsidy, is just scarcity of fuel, and that was not addressed in the story. All that we have addressed in the story is
really bad.
Yeah, we're borrowing money to import fuel.
Moving on quickly now to Daily Sun. We are ready for runoff, won't shift election, says INEC. Masop to endorse presidential candidate and others soon. Catholic priest murder, one killed as protesting youths burn Niger police station. Gates Foundation to spend $8.3 billion to fight poverty in 2023. Senate 6 more time to probe FG's 23.7 trillion naira extra budgetary spendings. Presidency, Nigeria's Muslims submit to Tinubu's slavery, says article. IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu sues Malami, demands 20 billion naira damages and apology. Let me start with that story. So Nnamdi Kanu has instituted a suit January 13th, demanding compensation on the alleged defamatory and libelous claims against him by the Attorney General of the Federation, Malami. He's saying that according to a report that was published in the Vanguard newspapers, that his utterances could affect the claimant, that's Nnamdi Kanu, and it's defamatory, obviously. So he was saying that in the suit, they were asking for 20 billion naira compensation, asking for a letter to be written, a letter of apology to be written to Nnamdi Kanu, published in the newspapers, and also asking that the court should give a restraining the Malami Attorney General from any further utterance against Nnamdi Kanu. So this was obviously, according to them, this defamatory and this libelous statements that was published in Vanguard could actually hinder or even affect his ongoing court cases. So he must pay for that, and they filed the suit 13th of January, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so they went around to ATMs and banks because they're still dispensing the old Naira notes, even though the CBN has directed all banks to use only new Naira notes. But when they go to the bank, they don't have the new notes. So they went around, they went to ATMs, it was same old, not even
Daily Sun.
Daily Sun. Not only old one, dirty ones. So they were not just...
The wife was there with them.
No, but that was what they put in the papers now. Let's quote the paper anyway.
I can even quote it. This is dirty, old, and moldy currency. Moldy currency. That's what they have to do. They are bringing out the old ones.
My own grounds against Emefiele. That might have 15,000 naira that they refuse
and nobody
to collect.
has collected.
They said that it's dirty and moldy. So somebody needs to tell me why the bank cannot collect it.
Well, you know, he's back and forth in court. He may not be able to answer this question.
So anyway, they went to the POS people, and those ones say, they too, it's only when they all those things that they are receiving, that they too, they are confused, though. That which kind of country is this? So, I mean, I'm only just...
Maybe he was on vacation for a long time. He's back now. Let's give him a week to even settle down. Maybe he has no idea.
But we don't
surrounding his house.
Not even a week to settle down. Is that there is a timeline that he has given the entire Nigerians. So he needs to check that timeline.
Guys, give him the benefit of the doubt. He's been out of the country. He has no idea what's going on.
Lagos,
he's back now. Hopefully,
Mariah,
he's the one that will open the box.
What will happen
in Sokoto? What will happen in...
maybe those ones even got you before you. Maybe they're doing from north down. Maybe they're starting from the north that gradually.
I like you. Everywhere.
And then up to I don't have a second passport. This Nigeria must
work. Before we go accuse the north of getting preferential treatment, there's no note yet. Everywhere is calculated. Anyway, INEC was in London. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has at Chatham House. You know, nearly everyone was there this time, and he was talking about the elections. And he says that categorically, the elections are going to hold as planned and scheduled, and that no threats of the violence and insecurity that's going on now would stop it. He says that they're working collaboratively with the security agencies to make sure that this takes place. And he also acknowledges that some of the fights and insecurity happening all around the country is quite challenging to the process, especially sending out election materials, so on and so forth. But he's saying that we seem to have it in, you know, we seem to have gotten a way around it. We'll be working, we'll make sure that Nigerians vote that period. So that's a roundabout from what we were hearing some weeks back. And yeah, so it's good to know that they will not succumb to security.
Let me quickly take the story of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They have a budget for the year, the biggest budget ever, and this is more than some countries, $8.3 billion to fight poverty and inequality in 2023. They said they have to go use more money because the crisis that has never been this bad in recent times, where issues like poverty have led to many things: war, COVID-19 pandemic, economic turmoil, climate-related disasters, and a decrease in vaccination of preventable diseases. These are what they are going to be dealing with, because it's taking a toll on the poorest people. Nigeria is a beneficiary of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, so we are happy that some wealthy people have dedicated their funds to ensuring they reduce poverty and deal with inequality in the country.
They're still working together.
They are still working together on the foundation. But they have the CEO of the company that is not...
Moving on quickly to Vanguard, Atiku Dogara will be attacking PC, same fate ticket afresh. Debt, DMO set to raise 1.2 trillion naira via VGN bonds in Q1 2023. FG writes security agencies to recognize Konwa. Chatham House INEC would hold polls despite attacks on facilities, says Professor Yakub. Our father brought us up with strong sense of value, says children. And should the Papa gridlock, we have lost control. Okay, so that story caught my attention because we all know about the gridlock happening in the Papa Expressway. So the reporters were there, Vanguard reporters were there, and the police there were sounding really angry and frustrated and upset, saying that pping has caused all that is happening. They said that the situation is so bad that police officers along that route have been reduced to onlookers. A police officer who spoke to Vanguard and on anonymity was looking very beat up and this was disturbed by the operations of pping. He was saying, "Oga, we are tired. They have government control of, they have authority from the government to control the traffic. They're the ones directing the tanker drivers not to obey us." So the nuclear official, on the contrary, was responding, trying to get his own response, saying that the union said, we are doing our best to ensure that our members allow other road users to access the roads without much difficulties, but we are at the mercy of the federal, state, and local government agencies. What we've been seeing in this area is that everybody keeps passing the buck. It's not my responsibility, it's them. Somebody needs to take leadership, and somebody needs to take control.
The pping is also accusing the policemen of lobbying their DPOs to be moved to that area so that they can get some chopping money. So everybody, like you're saying, is accusing.
Yes, nobody wants to take responsibility. You see, again, it comes back to we the people. Somebody must be willing to decide. It's a Nigerian problem. That's our culture. That area is not very viable. Okay,
it
has become a way of life.
We are corrupt nature.
Yes.
Started from up to down. We have now ingrained the system of our leaders inside our body.
Culture knowledge describe.
We'll make
it a topic another day.
We are not naturally corrupt now.
Yes, we are not. Human beings are like that. Anywhere in the world, an opportunity like that, people will take it. We realize that this is not just us.
Get stronger.
Everybody, a system is one that fixes. Let us find out. People have to run. I'm not sure we have time. Is there an important story we've not taken here? Tribune. Premier Hotel shut down, staff laid off. Any story that's not as important. Customs seized large military police hardware at Lagos Airport. Kidnappers seized 3 persons who took 6 million naira ransom to free Osun victims, demand additional 24 million naira. Youth protest killing of Catholic priest in Niger, Born police station, and we're celebrating freedom, Tinubu says. In Kwara, vows to fight corruption.
And those kidnappers, let me quickly take those kidnappers. They demanded 24 million or 25 million from the people. So they negotiated down to 6 million. The kidnappers said, oh yeah, bring the 6 million. But 3 people must bring that 6 million. And the senior brother of one of the victims must bring the money. When they got there with the money, they just kidnapped the 3 of them. Use the brother's phone to call them. Oh yeah, I'll bring 24 million and then you can carry. Wow! Can you imagine?
Let's go on a break. When we come back,
I know.
we talk to our hot topic today. Stay with us, we'll be right back. I don't know what to say. Right back.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table. So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Ikechukwu Sunday Okonkwo, aka Cross. Now your intro without
Wow.
So there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because you said I should drink. There's no particular answer.
You think it's only that can be wicked?
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah. They claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
And it's called what again?
Subterfuge.
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 So you look me finish from head to toe. You look at a person who go know what to become for such. Yeah?
The nude wasn't like a game plan. Or...
I promise you, it was actually a mistake. Like
Thanks for staying with us. So, Governor Wike has been trending for some time now. You know, the recent video of him complaining, lamenting actually, that development is being brought to communities within his region, and yet the people within those communities are sabotaging the efforts of the builders. So, for example, we have road workers who are trying to build roads, and we have people within the community kidnapping them, possibly for ransom, for different things. And he was saying, was actually challenging the herbalists of the land, saying that you're not only there to come and be breaking wine and whatever, doing events, libation. You know, when doing libation. You know, that's not what you are there for. You're also supposed to be custodians of the land. You're supposed to be one ensuring that things are being done, almost like a supplementary effort for government. But there they are, not caring that the road that is supposed to help the people in that community is being sabotaged by the people. And this is very relatable across the nation. Every nook and cranny of this country, the same things are happening. Even in Lagos, where you have people stealing equipment, rail tracks being stolen, just because somebody wants to get it for money. And he's saying that, where are the gods of the land? Yes, we have two religions, but they are the original owners of this land. People who still worship the gods of this land, the herbalists, the gods. I'm trying to find another way. You know, these are people that, especially our obas, our kings, the traditional rulers. These are the custodians of culture, way of life. They have ways of speaking to the gods. He is saying, according to this video, that we must begin to invoke these powers to make people responsible. Because if they cannot be responsible to Bible and the Quran, maybe they will listen to the herbalists. What are your thoughts on this video? That's what Governor Wike is saying. He was really speaking in hurt and anger because he felt that the people were not taking ownership. I'm not sure if I can get a clip of the video, so for those of you who haven't seen it can see a clip, but it'd be great to hear for your thoughts on his lamentation. You can call us on the numbers on your screen, 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. Who would like to go first?
Let me go first.
Mariam, yeah.
So I like the way Mariah has summarized it in Mariah's voice, because you will know Wike can never be talking and then he broke table. He's a table shaker, table breaker, and he went, you know, he called them. He says, "This your gods. All they know, you pouring libation today, pouring libation tomorrow. Go and wake them up, you know." And that's the conversation we need to have concerning almost a group of people. I mean, we're all in the same country, but then there's a group of people, and there's this culture that we have where our immediate pocket is more important than the, you know, the good for the entire community. How is it possible that you're building roads, you're constructing, you're bringing development into communities, and it's the same people in that community that will sabotage it? And you find this everywhere. Yeah. Everybody will tell you, many people will tell you that they're about to do some construction work. Government will send them ahead. These people will sabotage it. You steal rails that they use to, you know, fence roads or the bridges. You take out railway lines and tracks. How are we thinking? We're just thinking about what we can eat just right now. We don't understand the big picture. That when you have rails going across through your community, when you have good roads going through your community, your farmers, your fishermen can transport their goods even faster and easier to the markets. It will just open up your communities to better education, open up your children to, you know, more exposure, better access to healthcare. How is it that we also have traditional leaders that are not honest anymore, that cannot stand up for the truth and call the younger ones? The younger ones have taken over because they always blame the young ones. The young ones are the ones that are always doing these bad things. But if you check it, they cannot do it without the complicity of the older ones in this community. You know, we always blame these young ones. Oh, it's social media. That's why they are behaving like that. But what are they learning from home? Yeah. The social media did not drop from heaven. Their behavior did not drop from heaven. We need to do better. Yeah. And right now, you know, we may think that you're young because in Nigeria, everybody is a youth. But whether you like it or not, We are, you know, some of us are getting older and we have to be the voice of reason. We have to be sincere. We need to teach people to do better. And thank you, Governor Wike, for calling them out as you have done.
So, but so he called them out. But let's go to the issue of the herbalists. You know, many of us have desecrated the belief system of these gods. We've desecrated their entire what's the word I'm looking for? You know, what they stand for. And we don't believe in them anymore. You know, we have given our life to Christ. We are now devout Muslims here. So for us, really, there's nothing a herbalist wants to come and do. You're not scaring me. You're not scaring me. A lot of people will say that. Do you think what he's saying would add weight, or for him is just another lamentation that's not going to carry any kind of weight?
So, for me, Governor Wike addressed an issue that we all see. And I like the fact that Governor Wike made people in that community to question what they've seen as the norm. And actually, what he's doing is saying, is the gods are your excuse to commit the crimes that you want to commit. If your gods are truly powerful, then how come development wants to come to your community and some people are sabotaging that your gods are not doing anything? So it's a case of, it is not your gods. It is you people that are under the excuse or guise of gods and all of that that are causing crisis within your community. Now, it comes in different shades, in different places. But we have created a culture where when we see government and anything that has to look like government, we are thinking of how we can...
Get a piece of a national cake.
Anyhow, I must hurt these people so that I can get something. I will kidnap them. I will steal there is a iron shield to cover gutter, and then you will carry it out in your mind. Like, if it's not insanity, under what guise does it make sense for you to expose a manhole that can cost other people their lives? Under what guise would you kidnap engineers or rob engineers that are coming to do a bridge that will connect your village with the city? So sometimes it might need to... The Governor Wike is not a nice, let's be playing cool person. He will just give it to you, boss. And that was what he did. I like when they said, we'll come and bulldoze all those your gods. Where there is no place where you can pour libation, all of you will sit down and do what you should do, which is to take ownership of the development within your community and ensure that no bad egg among you is scattering what will bring good to your place. And that cuts across every part of the country. Everybody. The biggest problems we are having, we will develop roads, somebody will have an accident, the accident will damage the road, they will pay compensation and somebody will pocket the compensation or collect bribe and not repair the road. Who are we hurting? Ourselves at the end of the day. Long term, we're hurting ourselves. So Governor Wike's video should be played all across the states.
Yeah, but let me come to Wike. Because Wike, sometimes, I mean, I know that you're one of those people that always say we should talk to the leaders, but if I want to play the devil's advocate here, I'll say, if the leaders earn the trust of the people, for example, if I trust you as my leader, and I know you're working for me, and I know that you're not living an exorbitant lifestyle, and you are also, you are doing the work you're supposed to do. When you build the road for me, I trust it's for me, and I might take ownership. I might own it. I'm just trying to see the other side. Maybe it's because people don't trust their leaders. Everything you do, I believe that you are already sabotaging me. Now, even the money you're using to build the road, you've already taken half of it already in your pocket. So what you're giving me, I feel that it is my own piece of the national cake. So should leaders realize that first things first, let me earn my people's trust by being circumspect, by maybe living a more, trying to show leadership in the way Nigerians want to see leadership. Maybe if they do that, people can trust the development initiatives they bring to the communities.
First and foremost, I want to address what Wike said. Because, first of all, he attacked the gods. It has nothing to do with the gods. What people are doing has nothing to do with the gods. It's people that are doing it, not the gods that are doing it. These gods, or the gods that he is...
Gods hold people's account.
He is attacking the gods. It's saying, we will come and bulldoze. So he has already, in his statement, shown lack of respect for whatever gods they are worshipping. Because if I'm going to attack you for attacking road, I'm not going to attack you or attack... Because he didn't go to... Christians and Muslims are not kidnapping people. Yeah. They are kidnapping people now. They didn't go and say, I will come and bulldoze your church. He didn't say that. Or I will come and bulldoze. He is now, I mean, his statement is, for me, incisive. I don't know what he's trying to incite or what he's trying to prove. This is somebody who, there was a matter one time. He was there, his son was graduating from a London university and he took picture. And you are looking, you are a leader, even if your son is going to graduate from a university abroad. Keep it to yourself. You don't have to drum it here. Show us. We're not saying your child can't go to university abroad. At this time, ASU was on strike. And this man went and took this picture. Or anyway, the picture went viral. Everybody saw the picture. It was even on the pages of the paper. Yeah. The papers. Now, that is not leadership by example, which is my problem with, because every time every time the decadence that has happened in our society has not, it hasn't happened, it didn't happen overnight. It has happened, it's a systemic, systematic, it has happened over the years. That is why if an Obasanjo talks today, I don't listen. I don't care what he has to say, whether it's intelligent or not. I don't listen because he has been in power from the get-go till today. And look at Nigeria, it has gone from bad to worse, or from better to worse. I don't even know how to say Nigeria of today and Nigeria of yesterday. You know, and see, most of these leaders have been there 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. In fact, name one of the leaders in Nigerian politics today that hasn't been in power for the past 30 years. Name one. None. You can't.
In the system.
Only these young boys that are coming up now. That if I'm going to vote, I will look for the young people. I will not go and vote for anybody who has been in power for the past 30 years. Because look at where Nigeria is today.
So Wike, I really get what Wike is saying, but when we wait, Wike is talking about the fact that even the person pointing fingers and attacking because what the governor is doing is attacking villagers that you are effective in pouring libation and worshipping your gods, but you are not protecting the opportunity that doing this road will bring to your people. That was
what Wike is saying doesn't negate what he said.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to. Yes, Wike is saying that maybe you don't have the integrity to attack me because you self no claim.
But
which is why we don't catch the lessons. Yeah. Because we spend our time focusing on, and it happens to many of us. If you tell me, oh, Papa, see your stomach, I'll say you to see your leg. If you say, Papa, see your head, I'll say you to see your hand.
You have no rights.
We are not getting.
So, for example, I say to your head, you don't have any knowledge.
Is what you're telling me the truth?
Yes.
Is what you're telling me valid? Are you pointing out an issue that I should deal with? Yeah. Because if the people of that community Wike is addressing take ownership and tell their gods, because really I believe that before Christianity and Islam came to this country, those gods were the way people were finding justice. That if anybody kidnaps an engineer in this place, we will tell our gods to fish you out. As if they really believe in those gods. If they truly believe and they pour those libations, they will say the gods will fish you out and the person's head will roll the next day. Will roll back.
If you recall when Pashala was here, I was saying that it is from infrastructure that you get economy. Everybody wants to talk about economy development is when the roads are working, that I can take my goods from point A to point B. So this is part of what there's a ripple effect on how you treat something that gives you the other thing. But as I said, there are two different parallel conversations that are both valid. Go ahead, Mariam.
So first of all, I don't see Wike's lamentation, as you said, as an attack on the gods. I think it's his way of calling the custodians of this traditional culture to pay attention to what's important. In the Bible, we know that Jesus called out the Sadducees and the Pharisees. And he called them out on the laws of Moses that they would use to sabotage good. Do you understand? That they would use to to hurt widows and orphans. Right. Yes, it's written, but you're using it in such a way that is sabotaging the vulnerable. And that is what in my opinion, that is what I understand Wike was doing. He says, you say you have these gods, you pour libation, you break cola. Where are they now when your community needs development and the people who are here to do the work are being kidnapped? You say you have traditional leaders. Where are they now when your young boys are misbehaving up and down? Why can't you call them? So he is not insulting the religion. He's not insulting the culture. He's insulting the custodians. He's not insulting.
No, he said he does.
Okay, let me not speak.
The way he says it, you know, he comes across the way that he said it.
That's my own opinion. So I don't see it that way. But
I think also criticize the pastors and even the imams.
Yeah,
but why are you preaching in churches?
I get that, but I'm talking about this particular conversation within this context. So, and that is how I see it. But also, you're right about, you know, the fact that, okay, for me, when I also saw the video, one of the things that came to mind is what he said, how he said it, and how very local and Nigerian it is. You know how we're very fond of looking for foreign ways to do things, and we'll come. Imagine if a foreign trained governor would have come. Well, I would like to talk to the people of this community. They'll be like, what is this one saying? But he has called them in their language. He knows the pain point and he calls it out in the way that the local people understand. And so that's, for me, it just brings to me the importance of bringing about local solutions. And it also, and I believe that more than any other governorship speech or press release, this will go a long way. I mean, we saw the video. We saw some of the traditional rulers. In my opinion, they look like, this person is saying something, or this one really pained me. So, you know, there's a way that somebody will insult you in PD. You're like, this one really entered.
Let me add to that, because one of the greatest outbursts Nigeria ever saw was the words of Patience Jonathan.
Yes.
As crazy as it was, that woman communicated to everybody.
Yes,
everybody connected to Patience Jonathan. What was that he was saying?
All this blood you are
all
sharing.
this blood they are sharing. She was saying that
there's God.
Those things, the way we saw the pain, how she was angry. Yes, we laughed it up, we joked about it, we created memes, but the message was passed.
Yeah.
People knew what she was thinking and the anger it would have. So it may not be the way that we know it, but he, according to you, communicated to the people that needed that information.
One thing I will always say about people in the South that I see and recognize is that they are not they're not like Yorubas or like Hausas that were very diplomatic in the way we speak. They speak to each other and they tell it the way it is. If anyone else had gone there and tried to be diplomatic, the message may not have been passed as well as it was passed in this video. And so for me, I think it did.
I think we actually could have watched the video.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately,
people can check it out online.
Check it online.
But I feel that all our leaders, no leader is perfect, but it does not invalidate the fact that what they are saying might be useful to us. So, YK, I've always sat on that side, but now I'm learning to say, okay, you are not, I would leave the messenger and take the message for my own benefit, because at the end of the day, I'll be better off for it.
Yeah, I get that too. I mean, I think because we see that a lot on social media. People, when something happens, I remember when was it Astrology that went for this event with the NBA, and the content what Shetima was speaking had so much weight, but people focus on the shoes and the suits, and I went very viral.
Brilliant speaker.
Yeah, and I went back to the speech and I heard this and I'm thinking, did they hear this man at all? Nobody heard it, but it was this canvas and the suits they heard. So let us always move the severity and focus on the content.
If PK had called out the traditional rulers, but making a statement, I will come and bulldoze
that part. I mean,
Port Harcourt.
Nobody Yoruba conversation now. You they understand himself. Let's go to break. When we come back, people are too refined. I'm telling you. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Ask questions if I want to ask questions, and if it's something that I saw coming, I may not even ask questions. I may just. I may even tell you I saw this.
What if it's in person? But then, would it make a difference where? So like, this person might just say, you people can just be on Third Mainland Bridge on a bike, and the person say, babe, I cannot do it again, and you lose range. So what would change? What would change the scenario? Like, does it matter where? Do you want to have like a fancy dinner, like the film you were mentioning?
No, like finding your right.
Or do you want to be on the street?
No, carry me go fancy dinner.
Or you might just una dey run for treadmill.
Or you na dey jog.
I'll tell you, you'll lose for your web.
Now I don't turn attempted murder.
So which would it be? Because I'm like, in person, you have the closure that you want and the few injuries.
Guys, that's one place. It can be inside the car. You can sit inside the car.
Why car? Why not bike?
Who will be driving?
Why bike?
Who will be driving at this
point? The car will
point?
be stationary.
Pray I'm not the one driving.
The car will be
pray.
stationary.
Because I go master. You can't be telling me like me. I'm going to drive near water. You must consider.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abby?
Yeah. It was great.
Okay.
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink. Huh? No problem.
Okay.
I've always known this as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the
Thanks for staying with us. On this segment, we'll be examining the state of roads in Lagos especially. We have with us the Special Advisor to the Governor on Works, Engineer Mrs. Aramide Adeyoye. She will be bringing us up to speed on road construction and management in Lagos State. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good to have you again on the show.
Thank you.
You can join the conversation on 08127053687 09139076948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. So your principal has always gone around talking about all the various subnational projects. His major national project he's doing as a subnational, the seaports, the big projects. The latest big one now is the 4th mainland bridge. That's the big news in Lagos now, the 4th mainland bridge. Although amidst its own controversies, but give us an update. We're hearing that it's been finally commissioned and would like to know when it starts, when we hope for it to be completed.
Okay, thank you all. So, yes, indeed, my principals, both the governor and the deputy governor, in 2019, they did promise Lagosians to say we would build the 4th mainland bridge. It was part of the campaign promises to say we'll build it. And for you to build it, considering that magnitude of size of project, it's not going to come from normal IGR funding. It's estimated to cost about $2.5 billion. And then you're going to do it by means of PPP. So it's public-private partnership. And there's a process or procedure to a PPP project. It can be cumbersome, but at the end of the day, it's all about transparency. It's about trust because you expect investors to bring in their money. If they're going to bring in their money, there has to be some set procedures. So we did announce in 2019, one of the things that they said was, what exactly, it was at the think tank session to say, what do we need to do to ensure that this actually succeed? Given the fact that past governments, they've done the same, they've gone the same route, and then along the line, it stopped. One essential ingredient was transparency and trust. You need to be able to get the investor confidence that, yes, indeed, we're serious. So starting from the expression of interest, announcing where exactly do you want to announce that this project is going to happen. The transparency inside it is not under hush-hush tones. Oh, I'm going to invite only this one. It was engineering news, publications worldwide. Anybody could come in. So we had 52 submissions. Of those 52, appraising all of the people who qualified, they came down to 32. We came back to brief constantly the public every stage of the process. We said this is a 6-stage process. The first is expression of interest, evaluating it to 32, requesting for qualifiers, next stage, requesting for proposals, next stage, analyzing technical. We got so also it's also about technical capacity and then competent. You might not have it as a state government, but don't shy away to get experts to assist you. So we got technical advisors, we got financial advisors, we got also legal, technical, financial, all to support the Lagos State government team. And from the way the evaluation is, it's not possible for one person to influence results or outcomes. There are set criteria and guidelines under which we'll assess. And at the end of the day, we had a preferred bidder and a reserve bidder, meaning that in the event that something goes awry, you can always resort to the next person. So that's exactly how it has turned out. So the question people have been asking is, what are the next steps going forward? Yes, the next steps going forward, we'll try to get to a financial close. In getting to that financial close, we're going to, the terms for negotiation, the years for concessioning, the compensation for the land that is going to be acquired, that the Ministry of Survey, the Department of Survey has the georeference coordinates, who are affected. So we'll come up with something in the coming weeks now, should be less than a week or two. The constitution of the committee that does the final negotiation team, together with the advisors, and then we'll have a draft MOU agreement. That MOU agreement draft will be submitted to EXCO, the Executive Council. They will go through it to be sure that, yes, indeed, the state government is protected. The Commissioner for Justice is part of that team. Everybody looks, and then we'll eventually get to a financial close, and we can sign the draft concession agreement. Once that is done, we should be able to hit, in the month of March, we should be able to get into groundbreaking and construction work starting. It's estimated to be about 42 months construction period for the roads and the main bridge. And I think it's doable, we will achieve it. So it's something we've started, and
you know, in layman's terms, just like Nigeria, I like Nigerians to understand my guess. As of today, the money to build the bridge is in your account, or you are still expecting it in batches?
Okay, so because it's a PPP, the investor is bringing the money. Okay, so that money is guaranteed by the China Exim Bank. So the Chinese, that's why it is. If we had investors from Nigeria.
Did you say China?
Yes, I said China. Because as it is now, that's where the part of money, all over the world, that's where the money will come from. People have asked questions, say, why is it that construction companies in Nigeria are not doing it? Construction companies in Nigeria want you to bring your money under IGR, the China Generated Revenue, to fund it.
Give us money, we'll do the job.
Give us money, we'll do the job.
International will bring money.
Bring money and we'll do the job.
And how do they get paid back?
Exactly. That's what I was going
so
to
ask. That's a concession. You give them concession. That's why you have tolling. You have tolling so that the revenues that come from the tolling, it pays back. So there's a traffic count study. That's why you need to do extensive studies. Nobody will want to put their money to something without those extensive studies being done. What's the average daily traffic? If I put my money down, over what period will I take it? Sweeteners like the real estate on the side, so that something comes up to make sure that your concession period is not longer than normal. I think that's what, environmental, and that has to be done.
The financial muscle to do it.
Exactly. The federal Minister of Environment was able to sign off on your EIA certificate to say, indeed, this is correct and represents a true picture. The project also cuts across Lagos and Ogun. So you are also been in constant discussion with the Ogun State government. And because of the Joint Development Border Commission that we have, we've had a fantastic working arrangement with them.
Okay, so it's important to talk about things, you know, break it down like this, because, you know, layman Nigeria, they say they are going to build bridges since they have not built it. But you explain to us the pre-plans, all the negotiations.
They share amongst themselves. They will win the project, they win the contract.
So we see now that it takes a while. You plan for it. You sit down before construction starts. It's when the electorate or the masses are educated, they better appreciate the work that government is putting in. So can we move from the fourth mainland?
On
the fourth mainland, because I want to.
Yes, I'm still on the fourth mainland. I wanted to. There's a concern that many people have. Real estate along that path. People who have built along that path. What is the compensation plan for those who fall in that line, and which areas is the Fourth Mainland Bridge going to touch?
Okay, so there's a resettlement action plan. That's why I said the Federal Minister of Environment would not sign on something that doesn't make sense. If you look at the alignment where the Fourth Mainland Bridge, so you start off from the project itself, picks up from Ibamadesoya, and then you go over the water. That's the Lagoon Bridge, and then you come back to the mainland, busting out at Konuarepo site. So all through Ikorodu, Langbasa, you take Langbasa from Badore, you go Ajabadore, Ibamadesoya, Ajabadore, Langbasa, over the water, all the villages you go till you get Bayeku, you come out, bust out at Konuarepo, you come out at Sparklight.
Okay, so that means that people from the Ibamadesoya can go. People from Aja, Langbasa side can also join the bridge.
Exactly. So there are different entry points. So that's why you have ramp ups. There are 9. Yeah. It's proposed that this project will have 9
entry points.
But in the first instance, you do the first 6.
Okay. So the current Third Mainland Bridge only has 1 entry.
No. It has.
So it has 3. It has 3. You can come out from Adekunle.
Yes,
you can come out from where you go.
Gotcha.
You can come out from toll gates.
Okay, that's what you wanted to compare it. Okay, so that's 9 of it.
Now you have 9 of us.
Oh, damn, that's
you have 9 of the scrubber leaves. So at each
the bridge is long.
It's long. Yeah. So the project, the Lagoon Bridge itself is about 4.5 kilometers, while the roadway part is about 32.4. So altogether you have about 37. Both the lagoon as well as well. So
but that will really open up
for 2 months. It's not. For 2 months is not a long period when you have competent contractors on ground.
Okay.
Shawo.
Interesting.
That's 2 years.
42 months is supposed to be 3.5 years.
About 3 years. 24
months.
It's
12 months.
How many lanes?
I was thinking
so you have 4.
Wow.
4.
That's huge.
And of course you have your reserve, you have your shoulder. So 4 and the shoulder.
Wow, interesting. Well, let's
go. Sounds confusing.
It's something to build. I keep telling people that the Fourth Mainland Bridge is like the M25 of England.
Can I ask you this question?
Yes, please.
What is the guarantee that this government will actually do that bridge? You know, a lot of governments have promised,
the second Nigeria took forever. You know, government promises always happens like that. Yeah.
So I know there's been a lot of mistrust in the past.
Yeah.
But I want you to have faith in this administration. And I will tell you why. There is nothing that the government has said that they will do, particularly legacy projects, that we said we will do that we have not achieved.
Okay.
Mr. Governor said we will do Lekki-Epa Expressway. That's a road that was done 42 years ago, and we said we will do it, and 18 kilometers or 19 of them, phase 1, we are finished. We are already on phase 2. Only 2 days ago, I got at about 10 minutes to 9, I got a text from a government functionary, but on the federal side, to say, Madam, we see that the work is really progressing so fast, and we're happy. I said, well, that's the whole idea. I said, he hopes that they will move fast before the rains. I said, that's the whole idea. When you saw us doing the preliminary work, you didn't understand what we were doing. It looked like a jigsaw puzzle. Now that you've prepared the base, you can actually come with the Komako paver, and you just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. So it looks like a very fast operation because you have done the back end. We said we will do, apart from the Lekki-Epa Expressway, we also said we will do a financial close on Fourth Mainland and actually commence the construction. That is what we are now. We said we will start on the regional road. We already done that. Okwapi-Mende Bridge is a bridge transport and infrastructure solution.
Like, I can see, like, no way I'm driving from here.
And I'm happy that you see the progress every day.
I'm like, this
only yesterday they launched the beams. The beams were launched yesterday. It was on Twitter, on Facebook, on social media. Live feeds. You can actually monitor the progress of work there. All things being equal, by next May, before May 20, that bridge is ready. So let me go all of the things. So for 20 years, something prevented us from.
Nature question.
Okay, I need to go on a break. When we come back, we continue. All these governors and lose commissioners that come to this place, you've just taken over our show. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we ask you questions. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome Pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni, Yeni, Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger!
Take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
Ha. I'm not here to answer questions, I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born till 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Rush on.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Ọmọ fella. Ọmọ Anikulapo Kuti. Wọ́n rò pé kí ni kékeré yìí.
It's by Audison. It's not by Audison.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have our guest here with us. Wike had a question for her. Go ahead, please.
Yes. The bridge that you're talking about, I think, is very commendable. But I want to now talk about the ecosystem, because there's a lot of wildlife in that area. There are monkeys that are being displaced from their homes and things. I mean, some people will say, "Well, I'm asking about monkey when there is human being," but I think the ecosystem is also very important.
Correct, you're true. What you've said is right, and that's why whenever you want to embark on a project like this, particularly on the magnitude of this, you will try to do your EIA studies. What exactly the flora, the fauna, you want a balance between your flora composition and your fauna, and then all of this that you're talking about. So there's a canal right under there where you have a lot of monkeys, the studies. And so what we have done is try to do some preservation. We're not actually driving them all out. So you will see the way the alignment, the route selection was done so as to preserve some of those monkeys that you have, the species. In addition, the habitat. In addition, you also have the Cane Weavers Association. What we just did was to move them to a part, because the water body is a major component of their work. When they do the straws and between Minister of Wealth Creation and ourselves, we try to find a balance where we can arrange them there and they can still work. So even though we want to build a new project, we are conscious of that biodiversity that we must also maintain. And I think with our feedback, to a large extent, we've done that.
So the cane, you're saying the cane people have...
So the cane people are there. If you go there, you can still... So they were not sent out totally. So they are still a part of the system. In the same manner also, The EIA studies recommends that the route selection that was approved, that you stay within these bounds, so that you allow the canal and the bush, all of the segments where you have the monkeys and all of those habitats to still be able to live there. So it's taken note of.
Okay. So I wanted to ask concerning, so there are two questions. One, continuity. What if, for any reason, I know that you don't pray that the governor does not get a second term, but if he doesn't, is this project, the Fort Mainland Bridge project, is it tied in a way that ensures that whoever comes into power will still be able to execute it? That's one. Number two, how does that apply to all the other projects that are ongoing as well?
Okay, I always say something, there is no vacuum in government, yes, and I pray that this administration is given a second chance. I keep saying it, one good time deserves another. The governor and everyone has worked assiduously in trying to deliver the dividends of democracy. And so I pray. So that's not even a question I think should arise. But we must also pray that in the event that the unexpected happens, then what happens? There is a strategic transport master plan in Lagos. Any governor that would come, I expect them to be able to follow from where the last person came in and will continue, which is exactly what this administration has done. Pensinema Bridge was a project that was in the last administration that was started. It was just at about 18% when we came in. But because it's something that you know will give relief to the citizenry, right, instantly it was a project that we took as a front burner and we completed. So it's not about the person, it's about what is in the master plan, yes, and how are you tracking and following. Lagos has its STMP. We know we must build Pensinema. We know we must build Fort Mainland Bridge. We know we must complete some parts of Coastal Road. We know we must do this. So there is a master plan. And the administration that comes in just follows that STMP.
Hopefully. So it's still 50-50 because they might choose not to. I mean,
so that's what the Assembly, there is something that Lagos State House of Assembly, I think there's a law now that is almost under signed off now, to say that projects that they see that would be beneficial to the citizenry should not be stopped for any reason. Okay. There's continuity in government. Fantastic. And I think that's what the citizen should do. And that's why we must also do things right. We must go exercise our votes, ensure that only the right people that have the heart to rule, with the competence, right skills, competency, like this present governor has.
What do you mean by the heart?
Genuinely serve the people.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, man.
Okay.
Which I thought you were talking of.
No. Genuinely serve the people, which this governor and the deputy have.
I thought you were talking
have demonstrated. See, I thought people have different personnel, and the fact that you have a different personnel does not mean that you will not perform even or outperform even somebody who has an exuberant nature. We must recognize that every person is different in their own formation. What is important is how effective are you?
Yes.
You can be quiet, you might not be a talking type, you might not be a social media person, you might not be, but you rightly do the work. You deliver. So we must recognize what everybody's DNA is like.
Yes.
Thank you.
So when you came here, I asked of Nima, and one of the roads she constantly complains about is the Lagos, the Lagos-Badagry Expressway. And I know that you were here last time. You gave us a little bit of update at the time. Could you tell us what has happened since then?
Okay, good question. So Lagos-Badagry Expressway, like I always say, for us as the state government, our contract ends at Okukumaiko. Contrary to what most people think, I always like to start from that premise, so that people don't say, but it's not yet at beyond Agbara, it's not yet at beyond Okoko. I tell you, this is where the limit of the contract is for us. That's where the concession is. From the last time that I came in here, the launching of beams. One Akinwande, when you at just by Alaba Olu Junction, you can actually go towards Rainbow through there's a bridge under construction where Messrs. High Tech and CCC, the interface. For many years, we had a stall on that project because there were interface issues. You had two contractors working and one couldn't wait for each other. But to the glory of God, that beam was launched about 3 weeks ago. Before the end of December, they launched the beams. So I tell people, once you have launched the beams, the rest is to put your filigree slabs, deck, and you have your bridge, and you are good to go. So that bridge was launched before end of December. That's on the Akinwande Bridge, and it had been under construction for a long time, close to about 8 years or 10 years around that corridor. So that's one good progress from the Rainbow side. From the road side towards Iba, by the Lasso, the last segments of the bridge is also being finalized. for me, the major aspect of work left at this bridge part. The last time I came, I said the progress that you had was about 78, 80%. As of today, the progress on those bridges and the adjoining roads, you are about 89 to 90. So what you then have will be your street lighting, your road furnitures, and all of the rest to close.
I asked this question to the last
but
time.
I know definitely that before the end of this administration, we're good with Lagos.
So I know that I know that your government handles roads, all the connecting roads, but those inner roads. I mean, I think I asked the last time, who is responsible for those small streets that enters the communities? Many of those roads are bad. Some have been fixed. Others, I know one I've been talking about it for years. As long as I don't live there anymore, so I can mention the name of the street. She called my street right here. I mean, when I used to live there, I didn't want to mention the name of the street. People don't want to look for me, but I've left that place. But that road has never been done for whatever reason. They do all their adjoining roads, but that one, nobody fixes it. So who do we hold? Is it the local government chairman? Is it the commissioner for works? Is it the special advisor? Who is responsible for fixing the inner roads?
Okay, so I would say this. Just like there are federal roads, there are state roads, there are also local government roads.
Okay.
The state government will do the major arterials, leaving the inner roads for the local government. One thing that I think we need to do is to develop the capacity of the local governments to be able to fix inner roads.
Do they have the money?
Yes, they do. They do. It's about scheduling, but I also said something about capacity. So equipment and then the right set skills so that people can actually fix it and fix it well. In the meantime, the public works is intervening and doing this on the state side and on the local government side until when we fashion out exactly what works for both the state and the local government. And in the last 3.5 years, the public works has been able to fix about 1,132 roads, inner roads.
So I would say we report them to?
I
know they are, but we need to have a boss of boss. Yes. Is there someone that can say this local government is not doing it?
You just use your votes.
You can through your votes. Through your votes,
yes, that's every 4 years. But in between, I feel that a citizen, if you cannot get any response at the local level, who can you go to at the state level?
So you have a rep. Yes. You have a rep.
Representative.
You have a representative. You can also walk up to your councillor's chair. You can walk up to your local government chair. We need this done.
So, okay, are you going to ask?
You must leave this armchair. So I will tell you something. I've been there to collect my PVC. And I entered there. The whole place was in disarray. Everybody, and I asked the lady, I said, what exactly is the procedure, ma'am, here? I didn't need to identify myself. This is the correct, true story. I said, the Nigerians don't listen. We've told them. I said, no, ma'am. I cannot see any evidence that you've told anybody here. Is there a list that says people who are having new registrants who want to pick their PVC, people who transfer, and any complaints, have you segregated them and then ask people as you come in, please put in your name and then your sorting mechanism. Who is the one in charge of the box that contains this, that contains this, that contains this?
Yeah. It's organization.
The woman said, I said, let me help you out. Can you give me a sheet? And the next thing I did was the names. I did something. I said, before I came in here, you've been doing this method, finish with this method, and then come into the system.
Training is important.
So it's important. So, and they gave me my card, but I didn't just go. I waited the next 30 minutes to be sure that things were running well. On my way to work yesterday, on my way to work, I entered there again. And I got there, the whole place was quiet, free, and I asked, what's happening? He said, they've collected, they've gone. He said, the method you showed us is working well. So what that says and it speaks is that we must be solution providers. We cannot just be complaining and complaining. We must all sit down to say, we must build this nation.
Terrible. You yourself that have the idea. Call them.
Or you have no idea.
Thankfully, somebody
and I don't have idea, but you decide.
What end?
So that's where
that the person that has the idea will come up.
Okay, we have to go to the animal. Go ahead.
So I have question for
what I'm trying to ask, but let me just ask. There you go. Ahead.
Nima's question. She says I should ask you about the duration of the Teddy Moon and the completion of the old Ojo Road concrete reconstruction.
Okay, Madam Nima, good morning. If you're watching,
she's obviously watching. She
must be watching. So let me tell you something. The construction duration for the old Ojo Road should be 20 months. 20 months. But that's one road that we are challenged, and I'll tell you why we're challenged. It's a route for petroleum tankers, just like Bubamarwa. So you can have a 20 months duration, but you're not in control of Pengasan and Nupeng and all of the people lifting. The contractor is forced to work within a timeline, the window that is opened. You can talk from morning till night, you can agree with them as to what time, but they will tell you they want to lift out to the other parts of the country, and you cannot, the essential services provider, and they cannot. And so you have, these are things that you manage, but all things being equal, 20 months is the duration of construction, and we should be there. It was difficult sourcing the fund. It's very challenging. It's a road like never done before. It's in concrete pavement. It's not in flexible pavement. One of the things that this administration has done is not to shy away. Take the hard bite, if that is what is going to be sustainable. And that has seen us. You will see that this government, no other government has done roads as much in rigid pavement as much as this administration. Whether for Old Ojo Road, whether for Bubamarwa, whether for even Ikorodu Road, parts of Ikorodu Road, whether for Obashekumade, because these are routes where you have axle loads coming on them. So if you say, let's just fix it in flexible pavement, in asphalt, in no time you find deformation. Even like the expressway, the whole 47 kilometers is going to be all in concrete, and we've done close to 20 already.
So someone here is saying that the status of the VGC Ajah Road, it's been 2 years now, and the work looks abandoned, and there's so much gridlock in that area.
Okay, so that's on the regional road. On the regional road, you have the scissors-like bridge. What most people see, so they see the scissors connecting and going back towards Adino and all of that. As I speak, the progress that you have on that road is about 30%. They are working on the back end. That's at Adino, Egbokoshu, down so that you can get to. But you must also realize that we have the challenge of acquisition. Nigerians don't like to obey rules. Even when they know that this place is gazetted, government has acquired this for the purposes of construction. They will tell themselves, let me build. It will take them a long time before they get here. Knowing fully well that it is, somehow they will manipulate things and the permits, and then they get a permit and approval. But they know that the gazette already is there saying this. And so when you want the process of having now to acquire becomes more difficult, because they will tell you, hey, but it's also government that gave me permits, which is not true. Because if you fly your survey and it's not the actual survey that you have submitted, they will give you permit on the basis of what you've submitted. And if it's false, do you understand what I'm saying? Which is why we also say we will try to digitize all of these things. Will digitize so that planning permits become seamless.
So how long would this particular area? How long would it take to complete?
So I expect, all things being equal, the contractor another 1 more year and we'll be done. Another 1 more year will be done.
1 more year of gridlock.
But so the gridlock area is almost out. What you have is lane indiscipline, because you have Petro West, you have the people selling petrol to the left and to the right.
So there's a queue.
So there's a queue. It's not the contractor
alone.
It's not the contractor alone. See, I like to come up. I'm real. I like to come up with facts. This is what exactly has happened. When we have lane discipline culture, and people would stay in lane, it has nothing to do. The moment the constructor has already opened up the place.
Ishawo, they say we have
to run, unfortunately. That's all we can take. Thank
so
you so
Agric Ishawo?
We have to run. We don't have, because I have another guest. But thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. I think it's clear that you're on top of all your roads. You with the waking, the sleep, you know the road that is the one corner. All these days you're calling, I'm like, wait, in this Lagos. But thank you so much, man. We wish you all the best. I am looking forward to 4th William Bridge. 34 kilometers. I would like to drive that. I love to.
We will love to build that for Lagosians, and that's why I say one good term deserves another. When the governor is back, one good term deserves another. So when the governor is back, with the deputy, we'll fix this 4th Milan Bridge.
Thank you so much. We've been speaking with engineer Mrs. Aramide Adeyoye. She is a special advisor to the governor of Works. That's special advisor. You never see commissioner. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
That is all we can take on this segment. We'll come up bringing our next guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be...
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas. It shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known, for when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century, speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Ikechukwu Sunday Okonkwo, aka Cross. Now your intro without
wow.
So there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because you say I should drink. There's no particular answer.
You think it's only that can be wicked?
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah. They claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
and it's called what again?
Subterfuge.
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 So you look me finish from head to toe. You look at a person who go know what to become such. Yeah?
The nude wasn't like a game plan. Or...
I promise you, it was actually a mistake.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abby?
Yeah. It was great.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I will drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I will drink.
Huh?
No problem.
Okay.
I've always known this as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
I just said, let me give you this one as a token of my appreciation.
Sony.
Drink! I'm not done. You did not say final answer.
Final answer.
You did not ask me if that was my final answer.
You don't have any choice again. It's only
Nikon.
how many cameras do they have? My
Nikon.
friend to drink. I gave you a very easy something.
Nikon now.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our... Thanks for staying with us. Join us on the show now is the former Deputy Governor of Lagos, Dr. Ndlea. She's also the senatorial candidate for the All Progressives Congress APC. She will be discussing her track record in the education sector and how she ventured into politics. Welcome with us, former Governor of Lagos State, former Deputy Governor. How are you doing, Mara? Good to have you on the show.
Very well. Thank you for having me. And thank you also for all that you've been doing, trying to engage in also national issues. And of course, allowing Nigerians to hear their views. Well done.
Thank you, Dr. Adibole. You used to be former deputy governor of the state, and you were in charge of this education sector at the time. Could you give us a summary of your educational, of your political growth, how you got there in the first place? Because many people did not know you until you became deputy governor. Many Lagosians, did not know about you, although they might have known you in the political class, but many outside did not know you. Give us a summary of your political journey, but up to the point where you became deputy governor.
Well, let me say that I started off in life as a teacher. That's all I wanted to be growing up. And I was teaching at the Lagos State College of Primary Education, North Florida, when the opportunity to serve on the Lagos State Teaching Service Commission came. And then I was appointed as Commissioner 1 in the Teaching Service Commission. I tried my best, and that was for me when I became a part of the political structure in Lagos, because as a member of the commission, you are expected to be part of the political setting in the state, being part of all of the activities and all of that, and that was the birth for me. And for my people, probably that's what I would say, because maybe they are seated here, they will be saying it emphatically that again was the first exposure, and that gave me the opportunity to move forward, to go into the political setting. But behind my back has always been going back to the university. So when I finished serving as the secretary to the state government, I actually went back to when I finished as the commissioner then in Teaching Service Commission, actually went back into the university, though I changed from Lagos State College of Primary Education, transferred my service to the Lagos State University, and I was in the curriculum department of the Faculty of Education in Lagos State University. Until my appointment as secretary to Lagos State Government.
So, whenever we talk to women in politics, we always ask about the challenges of being a woman in politics. The challenges of managing the expectation. How has the campaign trail been? I see what goes on social media, and I'm like, how would a woman cope with this? What has the journey been in campaigning, and how have you focused on issues during your campaign?
Well, one is for you to know what you're doing, be focused. You're going to get all kind of distraction, but if you're focused and you concentrate on what you're doing, you are going to weather the storm. And apart from that, if you're very open with the people, if you are very open with them, you get them involved in what you're doing. Of course, you also have their cooperation. And apart from that, you should also ensure that you are not in any way trying to change anybody. If you do that, the people will be very receptive. They will cooperate with you, and together you form a team and you push forward.
Why do you want to be a senator?
Thank you very much. Well, let me say, being a senator is an opportunity for me again to serve my people. It has always been a pleasure serving the people of Lagos. I can say the people of Lagos are very warm. They are very accommodating. Once you are truthful with them, the people of Lagos will welcome you with open hands. And serving them is an opportunity for me to say, look, what has been going on, we can do it better. We can improve on what we have been doing. And I must tell you, I must acknowledge what the person right there in Senate representing Lagos West is doing. He's doing marvelously well. But then there are opportunities for us to improve on what we are doing, for us to add more to what is being done. And that is why I want to go to Senate. Again, it's also an opportunity for me to serve my people, because the people of Lagos will want an opportunity where they will be part of the process. Not just you coming back to give them what you want to do, but engage them. Set mechanism in place such that you engage the people. The people will give you feedback. The people will tell you exactly what they want. It's not what you want that you want to give to them, but what they want. And that's what I intend to do by the grace of God, given the opportunity.
A lot of people have said some people have taken the Senate as a retirement home. But it's good to hear that, you're there because you really want to continue to serve the people. And I would like to know, for someone who is on the outside now, or someone just watching you, think, you have such a heavy track record, work that you've done in politics. What would you advise someone who is coming into politics and is, aiming for the skies, like, where do I start from? What do I need to put in place, character-wise as well as in credentials politically?
Very good question.
First, I would advise that when you intend to come into politics, politics is not where you come and just they don't add value. You must have it at the back of your mind that I'm coming in to add values. You look at what they are doing, you look at what they are not doing, and of course, you make suggestions along that line. And apart from that, you must be well-read if you are going to make impact, because we have very educated people in politics now. So it's not a question of you say, oh, I just want to go there, and no, you won't succeed with that, because you have many women in particular who are very focused, who are willing to be part of. If you look at our numbers, for instance, in the present assembly, we have just 21 women, 8 in Senate, and 13 in the House of Representatives. That is a number that we almost push to go forward, because when women are not adequately represented, you have issues with, they cannot even fight for issues that has to do with them. Look at the last amendment, constitutional amendment that was done. 5 of the gender bills were voted out. These are areas that women should look into and see how best we can do to make us to be part of what is going on.
Are you going to push for it to come back?
By the grace of God, we are going to take a second look at those laws, those bills rather, and see how we can push those bills back. Look at all the issues that are there, look at what we have to remove, look at what we have to add to make it a bill that will be acceptable in the House, and cooperate with all members and lobby with them to make sure that we push those bills.
Okay, so when it comes to Senate, even the House of Assembly generally, ability to, you might come with your own ideas, but one person cannot form a quorum. And it's important to know how to relate with other people to push your agenda in a subtle way that they would buy into it and can help you make it work. How would you rate yourself in terms of ability to work with other people, especially people from different parts of Nigeria? Number one. And number two, what would be apart from the gender-based bill, because so that it won't seem like you're just a woman, what would be a major concern in terms of bills that you would want to push when you get in, if you get in?
Well, quite a lot, particularly in the education sector. We have issues that we would like to attend to. And as an educationist, I have this passion to go there to get all of those bills right. For instance, the issue of childhood education, we are not where we should be today. These are areas that I want us to go in there and see. In fact, the entire value chain of the educational sector is what we will be looking at. We're going to do research into them and ensure that we put forward credible legislative intervention that will help us to get to where we are going.
So let's talk about your party. Your party is obviously the flag bearer, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is running for office, and many, especially Lagos, have rallied around him to support him. In your view and your thoughts, what chances do you think he has in becoming president? Well, by the grace of God, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to be the next president of this country. And I say it with all sense of responsibility. If you look at it, Nigeria today needs a very knowledgeable leader, a fantastic leader, somebody who has understanding of governance, somebody who has verifiable track record, something that you can see. And that is what we see in Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And that is why all of us in Lagos, and particularly in Nigeria, in APC, will put our support behind Asiwaju. And I pray to Almighty Allah, who has made it possible for him to go through the process of the primaries and came out victorious. I pray that Almighty God, who has done that for him, will give him that victory by the grace of God in September the 25th.
There's a school of thought that believes he's not, too old.
Oh. Well, that is discriminating against him. He's in Nigeria. He has the ability to do the work. He's competent. He has all it takes. He's been a shining example for us in APC. And so for those who are discriminating against him, saying he's too old, I wish them well. But all I know is that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to be the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come February 25th, 2023.
Okay, so
correct spokesperson.
How do you say business?
I wanted to go back into women and politics because you've spent a lot of time within the political landscape. You've served in different ways, and some of us, we are looking at that politics and wondering, can a good woman go into politics? And I've listened. Well, we've had a privilege of interviewing you before. I've read your profile. You come across like, okay, you're not a troublesome person, which means that it's not only troublesome people that are into politics. But how can we get into it? What do you think? How can we get more women involved in the political process so that when opportunities come, they can get selected because they are already in the system?
On Ashwebi and dancing.
And not just as number.
The stereotype is really, really appalling. And how do we get women who have, content, who have competence to actually get involved?
Well, as you can see in Lagos now, majority of members of the State Executive Council, majority of them are women, or a large number of them are women. That is a step in the right direction. And apart from that, if you are willing to be part of politics, you surely meet your kind of people in APC, for instance. If you choose to go, I want to go and join this party, you will meet your kind of person, people who are not what you are talking about. But I must also tell you, those are the people that had, they also had value to what we are doing. Yes, by singing, they had value to what we are doing. But we are saying that if you have what it takes, you must be determined to do the work. Right. You must be determined to be part of whatever it is that they are doing. And being a responsible woman, the party will not take anything away from you. When I mean the party will not take your goodness away from you. All you need to do yourself is to be focused, is to be determined, and continue to be responsible as always.
Right. Yeah. When I see women in politics and fighting this major fight, I always wonder if they would like their daughters, especially, to toe the same path. Is this something you encourage your daughter to do? Politics as in politics, so not appointments.
The truth is, yes. The truth is, one never, if it's a choice, I'm not going to ask her to stop, not to do it. It is a choice, but I'm not going to force her to do it.
Let me even enter family. How has it been? Get married, being in politics, your husband, your children, taking care of them. Have you always had issues with them appreciating or accepting your role in politics? Has it ever conflicted somewhat with raising your children?
Well, it's tough, right? I must confess, it's tough. I must be honest. But the truth is that we have a very supporting husband. Somebody who understands the fact that, look, this is your calling, this is what you have chosen to do. We'll give you all the support that you need. Luckily,
Is your husband in politics?
No, my husband is not in politics. He's a very quiet man like that.
I can't but observe that you lost a lot of weight. How much? I mean, what happened? Were you sick or something?
Well, I choose to go this way. I choose to reduce. Yes, because for me to be healthy, I need to do this and that.
So was a choice to lose weight?
It was my choice to lose weight.
Oh, fantastic! How many kg did you lose?
30.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
Exercise.
That's a lot of discipline, whichever way.
All of the keto, whatever, everything. Everything that will make me to just lose weight.
So you're eating healthier.
Because I was having an issue with my legs.
And you feel better?
Yes, I feel very.
So give me an idea, because Nigerians like to learn from you. Not just give us an idea of your daily meal. What do you eat in the morning, afternoon, eat, so that we can take a cue from you.
Every morning smoothie. For quite a long time.
Okay.
And then in the afternoon when I take salad in the afternoon.
Okay.
And I try as much as possible to eat my dinner around 6. I'll start anytime from 5. If I get home early enough, around 5. But if I get in home late, maybe around 6. And if I didn't even get home until late in the night, I'll just take my tea and go to bed.
Oh, wow.
I know this is fantastic, but the importance of your health, especially when you're doing something as serious as this, you're campaigning, you're up and down, you require, health is important. And so, I was wondering if there's any, I was wondering if because you mentioned education, I was wondering if health is also one of the things that you're considering, some of the bills that we're considering to push. And who do you think already that is in the Senate and that you like to work closely with concerning this?
Honestly, as to who I'm going to work closely with, I will please plead that you understand that that's an issue I will come back to address.
Yes.
However, all of the issues that will bring about positive development in the society is what I am committed to. All of the issues that will bring governance closer to my people is what I am committed to. And all that will make my people within Lagos West Senatorial District to enjoy the best is what I'm also committed to. So I will just allow you, by the grace, to pray for me, wish me well, that we get there by the grace of God. Then you will see the wonderful job we are going to do representing our agenda. Fantastic. By the grace of God.
Please, let's go back to this issue of eating.
It's
true. Smoothie, not the bellyful person.
Yes, I
so
know.
what do you put to make it? If you eat smoothie in the morning, I mean you drink smoothie in the morning. That one, no. If I do that, headache will carry me till lunchtime. Then you say at lunch you eat salad.
Yes,
that's even worse.
Chicken with
protein. But do you snack on?
Yeah,
I snack on plantain chips. My weak point. Do you snack on? What do you snack on?
I've stopped doing that.
So you don't snack?
Well, if at all I have to do it, I will get nuts. So I'll snack on nuts.
Nuts, okay.
All kinds of nuts.
So in the evening, what do you eat? Correct.
I'm going to bed with correct too. So that's when
you stop. What if you eat the correct? You stop afternoon and then eat salad.
Let me show you. Stop amala, eba.
No, amala is even a bit. Sometimes I take amala with fish.
Okay.
But sometimes in the
eba.
Yes, eba. No, eba is no go area.
So you want to lose. Which ones don't you do eba? You don't do semo.
I don't do semo. I do only amala. And sometimes I do
cabbage swallow.
Yes,
cabbage swallow.
Yes, and then oats. Make the oats in food like you're making a bath.
Yeah, that's nice. Good to know.
How do you make oats like a bath?
She will start eating rice for lunch.
She's still doing other activity at 63. Imagine. So
let's discuss. We're discussing.
You have taken me to 63. I'm 62.
You're going to see me. It's not me.
Because I will be 62.
She's on her way to 62, not 63.
Make her look who has what they're doing. She's doing the health. You are doing that room. Everybody has their area.
But it was really great. I'm enjoying the conversation, and I'm really praying for all the best for you.
Amen.
Yes,
you have to wrap up.
We'd like to see more faces like us,
more women
in the House of Representatives.
Thank you so much for. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And hope you for the best.
Thank you.
That is all we can take on today's show. Like, stop looking at me like that. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Birthday, my children's birthday. Hey, today is my children's birthday.
No, our birthday and last.
I totally forgot.
We love you, Elizabeth. We love you, Gabriel.
Happy birthday, Gabriel. I forgot. Have a great day, guys. See you tomorrow.